Education meeting for the month of December. To get things started, I will do a reading of the Open Public Meetings Statement, and then we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance and get right into our student recognition. So, the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend meetings of public bodies, at which time any business affecting their interests is discussed and acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this Act and Board of Education Policy 0162, the Board of Education of the Borough of Bound Brook has caused notice of this meeting to be posted in the board office and at Bound Brook High School and mailed or faxed to the Courier News, Bound Brook Borough Clerk, South Bound Brook Board of Education, and any person who has requested individual notice and paid the required fee. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Ms. Lee, a roll call, please.
Here.
Here. Here. Here.
Here.
Here.
Thank you very much. I will reserve my comments for this evening, apart from wishing everybody a very happy and healthy holiday season, regardless of what you celebrate. Dr. Freeman, you're up with your superintendent's report.
Okay, good evening, everybody, and welcome to our December board meeting. Glad to see everybody out in the audience. At this time, we're going to start with our Students of the Month. I would like to call up Dr. S. to introduce the Students of the Month from Lamont and Lamont Annex.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. It's the most wonderful time of the year. I'm so excited. Today, I'm going to congratulate Matthias in pre-K student and Miss Calisso and Miss G's class. His favorite part of school is center time because he enjoys playing with toys with his friends. He likes practicing his letters with his mom. When he grows up, he wants to be a police officer. Congratulations, Matthias.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Congratulations to Annabelle. Annabelle's a kindergarten student in Mrs. Monaco's class. She has two sisters, Antonia and Anne, and one brother, Anthony. Her favorite part of school are lunch, recess, choice time, and centers. Annabelle loves going outside, riding her bike, and dancing. When she grows up, she wants to be a doctor. Congratulations, Annabelle. Congratulations to Oliver Vidal. Oliver is a first grade student in Miss Sella and Miss Borso's class. He has an older sister named Luna. His favorite subject is science because he gets to do cool activities. Oliver enjoys listening to music and would like to have his own lemonade stand. Congratulations, Oliver.
Okay, next we have Ms. Cajeas for Lafayette School.
Good evening. Our first student of the month is from second grade, Miss Justo's class, Chanel Shannon. Come on down, Chanel. Chanel has 3 siblings. Her favorite school subject is reading. Her favorite hobby is art. She likes to color and draw. And when she grows up, she wants to be a doctor. Congratulations, Chanel. Our third grade student of the month is Jimena Lopez Escobar. Oh, there's Jimena. Jimena is from Miss DeShinka and Miss Guilford's class. She has 1 sister. Her favorite school subject is math. She likes to play with her sister, and she wants to be a gym teacher when she grows up. Congratulations, Jimena. You want to take a picture? Congratulations.
And next up from Smalley School, we have Mrs. Morgan.
All right, for 4th grade, our student of the month at Smalley is Victoria Galindo Rodriguez. Yes. Oh, there she is. Okay, so Victoria has 2 sisters and an older brother. Her favorite subject is math. She likes that because she feels she's good at it. Her favorite hobby is swimming. She took swim lessons over the summer and enjoyed swimming, and she wants to be a hairstylist when she grows up because it's fun.
Nice job.
Okay, our 5th grade student of the month is Jacqueline. Oh, yes, Jacqueline Escobar Hernandez. Is she here? Okay. I couldn't see anybody. I got nervous. She has 3 little sisters. Her favorite subject is reading because she feels that she's good at it. She loves to play soccer. And when she grows up, she wants to be a fashion designer because she likes drawing dresses and other things. And then for 6th grade, our student of the month is Malaya Jones. She has 1 younger sister. Her favorite subject is math because she loves solving problems. She loves to play sports, especially basketball, softball, and volleyball. And oh, there she is. Okay. And she thinks she also might want to be a fashion designer when she grows up because she loves to draw. Come on.
Oh my God, she grew. And next from Community Middle School, we have Dr. Santa Surma.
Hello, everyone. Community Middle School, I'd like to recognize our 7th grade student of the month, Yamari Guzman Gonzalez. Yamari was nominated by his ELA teacher, Mrs. Barrows, has 3 siblings, favorite subject, of course, being ELA, loves playing soccer and wants to grow up and become a professional soccer player. Congratulations. Next up from the Community Middle School, our 8th grade student of the month, Mate Razmadzi. Mate was nominated by his science teacher, Miss Esposito, has 1 sibling, favorite subject is social studies, enjoys playing guitar, but when you grow up, you don't want to be social studies, you want to become a biologist. Congratulations, Mate.
And next up, filling in for Mr. Smith, we have Mrs. Larson.
Thank you. Our first student of the month is Nathan Rambaran. Nathan has a younger brother, Ashton. His favorite subject in school is biomedical science. His favorite hobbies are playing on his PlayStation, reading, family gatherings, and just being Nathan. And his future career plans for now are either a biomedical scientist or a biomedical engineer. So, congratulations. Our next Crusader of the month is Aiden Rucker. Aiden has 1 sibling who is being supported by the drama club. Her favorite subject in school is English. Favorite hobbies are art, drama, and writing. And future career plans are either acting or becoming an artist or author. Our next student of the month is Lanny Morales. Lanny has 1 sibling. His favorite subject in school is biology. His favorite hobby is shopping with his friends. And future career plans is an immunologist researcher. And our final student of the month is Carly Morales, another member of the drama club. Carly has 3 siblings. Her favorite subject in school is bands and law and society. Her favorite hobbies are playing music, hanging out with friends, crocheting, reading, and shopping. And her future career plans are becoming a music teacher and business owner.
One last round of applause for all of our students of the month. Okay, and at this time, we're going to move on to our employees of the month. I'd like to call Dr. Santa Surma up to announce our community middle school representative.
Hello again. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Mr. Michael Ratliff, the Bound Brook School District Employee of the Month from the Community Middle School. Throughout his 4 years at CMS, Mr. Ratliff has distinguished himself as an exceptional educator whose dedication and compassion have made a lasting impact on our school community. In the computer science classroom, Mr. Ratliff delivers high-quality instruction that blends real-world applications with rigorous academic expectations. His students are not simply learning to code. They're developing critical problem-solving skills, practicing perseverance, and learning to collaborate thoughtfully and respectfully. These skills prepare them not only for a future in coursework, but also for success in an increasingly complex and technology-driven world. His lessons are intentionally scaffolded, engaging, and accessible to all learners, ensuring that every student, regardless of background or skill, experiences meaningful growth. Beyond his classroom work, Mr. Ratliff is a valued member of our school community. He collaborates with staff, shares instructional strategies that elevate teaching and learning school-wide. Mr. Ratliff invests countless hours outside the school day, co-advising the robotics club and guiding students to competitions. His enthusiasm and mentorship have helped many students develop confidence, pride, and a passion for STEM. In addition, Mr. Ratliff volunteers his time to support the school play with sound system operations and is always the first to chaperone school events. For these reasons and many more, please join me in a round of applause for the Community Middle School Educator of the Month and the Community Middle School Teacher of the Year for the 25-26 school year, Mr. Michael Ratliff.
Next, I'd like to call Ms. Cajes back up to the microphone to announce our other district employee of the month.
Hello again. It is my pleasure to nominate Miss Mary Kate Girardi as Lafayette's Schools Educator of the Month. Mrs. Girardi joined Lafayette last year after many successful years teaching in Arlington, Virginia, and she has quickly become an invaluable member of our community. As a reading ASI teacher, she brings a deep understanding of the science of reading and consistently applies high-leverage instructional practices that support our students' foundational literacy development. Her expertise is evident not only in her instruction, but also in her ability to collect, analyze, and act on data to help students meet growth goals and essential benchmarks. Mrs. Girardi's impact extends far beyond her small groups. She is a true team player, collaborative, dependable, and always willing to share resources, strategies, and instructional insights with her colleagues. Her professionalism, calm demeanor, and positive spirit help create an environment where students and staff alike feel supported. Whether assisting with school-wide initiatives, stepping in wherever help is needed, or contributing thoughtful feedback during team meetings, Mrs. Girardi consistently demonstrates her commitment to our school's success. Her dedication to student learning, combined with her strong instructional skill set and collaborative approach, make her a standout educator. Lafayette is incredibly fortunate to have Mrs. Girardi on our team, and she is highly deserving of this recognition. Congratulations, Mary Kate.
Okay, at this time, we'd like our students of the month to come to the stage to take a group picture. If our employees of the month would just remain for a bit, we're going to take a picture with you as well.
Families too, right? Families too? Students and families?
Families, please come up with your children, your students to the stage. Give me a high five. Congratulations. Give me a high five. Good job, everybody. Congratulations. You guys took all the awards tonight, huh? How are you? You've gotten so tall. Congratulations. Give me a high five. Hi, guys. Slide down a little bit. Slide down that way. Keep sliding. Keep sliding.
We're getting him out of that. Let's just go.
Huh? There's enough. I'll get pictures with him later. Yeah. After the interview, she said she was going to do something. She wanted to get some help. She was a therapist.
But you let her know. I mean, this
she
happens
knows.
again. This is
She's out.
okay.
Of course.
Yeah, no.
Regardless of what the reason
was,
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
That's what the letter says.
Congratulations.
We're doing our stuff.
Yeah. With these. No.
So I think she's prepared. She'll do a pretty good job. Myself getting forward. I just been over that over by the way.
The kids.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't figure out this one tonight. We were heading there.
Oh, just before we leave, when you get to do, I have feedback on the week. No.
Oh, great.
But I figure I'd share it with you because I know you're passionate.
Just tell me now.
Brad's been going over there since he got back.
Okay.
They're working out.
It does not.
Bigger.
Well, they said I was disappointed because it's really nice in there. The weights are not being put back right. Like it's very.
So it's not the equipment isn't the problem. Okay.
It's not being like maintained and like sanitized. Well, you know what? They said that they don't know if we're supposed to be doing that.
I mean, how about the guy we're paying on?
That's kind of what I was thinking about.
And if not, then it needs to have a discussion with
Person
the
that's
custodians to come in and wipe everything.
like all the 40s are gone. We don't even know what the 40s are. There's like weights in Moses' office. That's what we.
That
So
sounds
they
like
were like.
that
they
sounds
were
like an execution problem. That's a Dr.
And I
Freeman
said, I
problem.
will talk to. I will talk to them. We don't want to like. Fine, we don't want to make it. Well, I want to call my own. It's nobody's fault.
It has to be something. You know, but at the end of the day, our responsibility is to make the resources available
Right.
so that our kids have the need to check it out. I feel like
Yeah.
our part is complete.
I agree. Yeah. And then there's two guys that are coming from weight rooms that are like college goals.
A little bit different.
Real different. Yeah. But they both said the weight room is awesome. Like they're really
Compared to when they're left, it's like that. Right?
Yeah. They've been going in there every day and they've been in there like twice a day. They're gonna be twice a day every day this week. So I kind of almost felt like he doesn't want to step up and like help them down.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing preventing them from volunteering.
Like, you know
But
what you're
also,
supposed to do.
with all the money that we put towards this, we shouldn't have to rely on kindness and training to properly maintain it.
I just wanted to pass.
Noted.
They didn't want to make us.
I mean, if we remove it, I would do that.
Yeah, I didn't even know if we should say that there is one. I don't care. Okay. You don't care.
Okay. Okay, at this time, we would like to call up, should I say doctor?
Yeah, why not?
Dr. Will to come on up to make the presentation.
Split the difference.
Oh, we're gonna have to go down. Okay.
This is part of the calisthenics part of class. It's the brain break.
Up, down, and up.
Brain break. It's good for you. Move the body, move the mind, move the spirit. Here we go. Let's see. Move the body, move the mind, move the spirit, move the soul. We're moving and grooving. We're going to get there. This will be quick, folks, but I do want to laud ourselves. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you, man. How's it going? You getting there almost?
Sir?
You smelling that break yet? Everybody smelling break, right? The holiday joy. So this is something we need to do by statute, which is to review our HIB process. We self-reflect and we give self-scores from each building. I'm going to go over this. This is something that we did already sort of review in June. In future, we'll be able to probably condense the presentation to one time in October to get you understanding what we do. So from tonight, you can see we certainly have a community of great diversity and humanity, and we do connect. So I think one thing that's changed over the past few years with this HIB process is the level of training that we have for our specialists and other pieces that we have going on inside of our programs for guidance. So I'm just going to point that out to you as we get to our scores. So together we thrive, right? A part of our strategic plan is our theme of Together We Thrive. It's a theory of communicative action, right? The goal is to listen to one another and figure out how we grow. So there's key elements that we have to self-reflect on. Our principals have done that for us, and I will buzz right through the scores because we had a pretty much perfect 78 out of 78 for every school. And I'm going to explain to you why. For our HIB personnel structure enhancements, this year we sent all 4 specialists, thank you board, to do Strauss SMA training. That was very good for them to interact with the lawyer because one, our board lawyer has great conversations with myself, Dr. Freeman, in order to understand the nature of the HIB, whether it's founded or unfounded. So that's been a helpful tool. We expanded our multilingual HIB staff support. So in guidance 2 years ago, we had 0 people who were multilingual. Now we have 3 of 4. So that's really important. And we've also diversified by having 2 specialists at the high school so that the counselor doesn't have to work with per se students who are on their caseload. So that's been a way that we've been attending to issues as well. Our reporting and investigation procedures are spot on. The specialists really turn it over quickly. They follow the 10-day, report process, and they are often in conversation with their principals over that 10 days to make sure they're getting it right. So detailed and collaborative. Revised investigation procedures, that's been really important because, again, your feedback in the board through our conversation and executive has actually changed our structure and reshaped how we're doing things on the ground. So for me, quickly for us to take a look at, we had seen this before, but I'm just reminding you of it. We have seen a decrease in reported. So we don't control the reporting of the HIB because a parent can do it. A student could do that. A teacher could do that. So as the HIB specialists and as the school district, we can't manage that. However, we can create a culture and we can set up programs where students aren't feeling the harassment and intimidation and bullying. And I believe that's why we're seeing the change in the numbers. Because again, I'm just going to point out that 29% drop in reported HIBs from 80 to 57 last year. That is a pretty immaculate number when you think about the number of interactions that a student has per day. So 57 reported HIBs, well researched. We've seen, again, if you look at 24-25, which we will be reporting on in total, you can see we had basically none in the Lamont Lafayette area, and that is a trend that continues. We really don't see a lot there, maybe one incident. And again, a lot of times those would be reported by parents, not students. Then with Smalley and CMS, those are those grades where you're discovering vocabulary and your brain doesn't have impulse control. So we're working on supporting students with SEL, with some social emotional learning and making them aware of the trends that they see. Because part of the conversations that you'll see on our founded and unfounded HIBs are TikTok trends or other trends from social media. So that's something we've been working on. And then with CMS and the high school, both those teams are very diligent. And for me, that high school number really speaks to the way the students are maturing and making it through here. So that's, again, and it's a trend that we're seeing currently this year where high school is still on track to be that low. Yep. Yeah. Right. So yeah, and again, we are pretty much on pace for that. And it's very impressive because that means that those conversations are happening with teachers, they're happening with the administration, they're happening with guidance. So our VPs, our principal, our guidance counselors are really having those conversations and resourcing our students. So I think that's been important for us to see this trend. And so here I'm just going to flash through these because we get a 78 for Lamont because all these, pieces that I just went over, we did well on. 78 for Lafayette because, well, they didn't have any. So, 78 for Smalley because, again, there our specialist is very strong, been growing the practice, communicated with the principal last year and has jumped on with a new principal this year. And he's really doing a great job there. So 78. Same thing with community middle school. They were a little more seasoned there because our guidance counselor has been there, but he is growing in his write-ups and understanding how we support students. So that's one thing why we're getting these 78s. I want to thank the board for is that we've done more to help the offender as well as the target. I think when I first started, we tended to bias towards just supporting the target without really developing a deeper dive into why the offender is there. So I want to make sure that we highlight that, and that's been a distinct change. So hence why we're getting a 78 here. The high school, despite the 9, gave themselves a 76 in their self-reflection. The one concern there was out of those 9, there was one, I think, where we didn't meet the 10-day window. We missed it by a day, and that was probably due to a weekend or something of that nature. But last year, that was the one thing that they took a point off for themselves. So together, Bound School District, its Board of Education, the community that we just witnessed tonight, thrive as one. We create academically rigorous and safe place for students to learn. And I think we're really seeing that in our self-report, but, you know, also as we continue in this year with HIBs that are, you know, still low in numbers. So that's really all I need to share with you. Are there any questions that you have about our numbers? This is, again, to reinforce the 24-25 year as we are still working through the current year. Yes.
78, where does that number come from? Like, what is?
So there are 8 components where we have to score ourselves out of, you know, a certain number. And then from there, we get to the holy grail of 78 is the top number. So since we are basically getting a 78 out of 78, and it's based on the pieces that I had shown you in the first slides, where that's what we're looking at. So they're looking at those personnel stuff or reporting structures. And that's really what we're looking at. So that's what we do for us is that we break down these different components. So they'll review what we do with personnel, what did we do for reporting, what did we do for investigation procedures.
So it's self-assessment and number higher than 78.
No, that is a top score. I should have articulated that. Sorry. So that's where we are. Yes. Yep. To the state, as far as self scores, that I would have to research. I'm not sure. I have not looked deeply into how other people self score. So that is a good question. So I think the next steps are really the dialogue we're having. So the continued dialogue we're having, one with the board attorney. So again, I think we need to understand that those conversations that I have are useful for me to reflect on where our specialists may have a bias, either leaning towards founding something because they sympathize too much with the student and maybe not looking at it in a more unbiased and or legal way. So I think that's a key point. So I think for us, we constantly review that. Plus, we continue to send our specialists out to training so that they can figure out ways to address the issues that are currently out there because they change. So right now, for me, we see a lot of like TikTok challenge issues, or we see the, you know, things that go on with this small A school where these kids pick up these phrases. And I think for us, it's educating students on how to manage those things. So we continue to have these conversations. So I do need to say, one, the conversations we have as the board with the administrations are fruitful. Certainly, I need to, again, sing, you know, Ms. Merriman's praises again, because those are valuable conversations that I have with him. And then that goes directly to the 4 specialists that we have in the district. Yep. Thank you. Next.
got your books.
So happy.
Everybody got their books. Yep, go right ahead. Yep.
All right, at this point, we are up to item 2.4, which will be a presentation from Ms. Valerie Dolan, who is our CPA, to present the results of our external audit. Ms. Dolan?
Wonderful. Yes, like just first of all, to say thank you again to the Board of Education for the confidence in hiring our firm and to do the audit. It was, as always, a pleasant job to do the Bound Brook School District audit, even with a change in personnel during the summer, with Mike retiring, Christine coming on. It was still a flawless, seamless audit. We have to say thank you for all of that. Just to give you a quick little overview, you do get 2 documents from us. You get a large book, which is the annual comprehensive financial report. It's that big annual report. It's made up of 4 big sections. There's a small introductory section in that report. There is our opinion, some information. There is a very large financial section. And then there is a section called the J's, which that J's is a statistical section. It actually gives you 10 years comparative data. So it's actually a very useful section if you're ever looking for anything. It gives you not only 10 years comparative data on the school district, it also gives you 10 years comparable data on the county, the town, and a lot of other things related to Bound Brook itself. So very helpful information. And then that last section is compliance with grants. The second report that you do have is a small management report. That's my report to the board for all of the things that we look at, all of the things that we find, any errors, any types of issues we might have will be reported to the board in that report. That being said, it actually was a very good year for Bound Brook. You landed yourself in a very good financial position. Your surplus, your fund balance, as we like to say, is up, which means that gives you the flexibility to do some future capital. It gives you the flexibility to do maintenance in your buildings. It gives you the flexibility to do any of those things that you need, especially in this economy where things are growing in expense-wise, inflationary growth. It's actually good that you're on the other side, that you're having that ability to rely on some of the numbers that you have. And a lot of that surplus does get generated from being fiscally monitoring your budget throughout the year. That's where that generates from. You do a very good job in monitoring and spending to ensure that you do not incur any expenses, and that money gets set aside into things like your capital reserve, your maintenance reserve, so that you can use it in future years. And that way you always have that extra money. And additionally, the district had about $2.8 million worth of federal and state grants that flowed through. That's actually down from previous years. You had a very high COVID years where we were getting a large sum of money. Under the COVID years, districts are now returning back to their normal funding model of about 2.8 to about $3 million, which is usually where Bound Brook sits and had pre-pandemic. In addition, your food service also had a slight decrease of about $48,000. That's actually by design. That also during the pandemic saw an increase in fund balance due to the program and the way it was being funded by the government. They were giving you more money to fund the lunches. Then now that a lot of school districts generated surplus, they now made you spend down your surplus. So you're doing what the Department of Agriculture has requested, spending down your surplus. As I look at your report, we actually have a clean audit with no formal recommendations. Therefore, you can accept the audit with no corrective action plan. It's not the easiest thing to do for a school district to come out of an audit with no recommendations, I must say. We do have in our report also what we refer to as suggestions to management. Those are areas that we always like to highlight, things that are coming down the future for school districts to keep in mind, or areas that other districts have gotten into trouble for and have had issues for. So this year we do have two of those areas that we did highlight. One of them is obviously in accounting standards. They love to change the accounting standards. When they change the accounting standards on us, it changes the reporting. So the report's going to look a little bit different. They're going to change a little bit of information, the way it's presented, but we will work with the district in implementing those new accounting standards. As I said, all in all, the best answer that we can always tell every district right now is to maintain those budgets and monitor your expenses, because I'm sure everyone has seen everywhere it can go south pretty quickly. So we are saying, be with the cautious eye. And I'm here tonight to answer any questions anyone might have.
Excellent. Thank you, Valerie. Any questions from the members at this point?
I have a question.
Sure.
Do you see any trends with other districts or any advice for this board to keep our eyes out in 26? Like things to kind of keep kind of at our belt and like watch?
The ones we are telling everyone to watch is watching budget expense.
Okay.
Because with rising costs, best budgets are plans. They are being developed with what we think costs are going to be. You all know it can all of a sudden take a turn very quickly. Special education costs can be unforeseen. So we're always telling everybody to really monitor those budgets, because if you don't and not pivot somewhere, that's where problems can come. So we are always saying it is the due diligence of monitoring the budget is a very important. Yep.
Other questions?
Wonderful. Thank you again for the opportunity, and have a
Thank
great
you.
holiday, everyone.
Thank you. So at this time, let us move on to item 2.5, which is a motion, be it resolved that the Bound Brook Board of Education, upon the recommendation of the superintendent, accepts the annual comprehensive financial report for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2025, along with the auditor's management report on administrative findings, financial compliance, and performance. Be it further resolved that the board authorizes the school business administrator to submit all required documents to the New Jersey Department of Education and any other applicable agencies as necessary. I have a motion.
Motion.
Thank you, Mr. Ball. A second. Thank you, Mr. Zupko. Any discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Lee, can we have a roll call, please?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. And before we close, let me just take a moment to congratulate Christine, as well as the rest of the administrative team, on a very successful transition into our new business administrator and a nice new clean audit to start things off. Well done. Okay, at this time, we are up to our student board member report. And unfortunately, while Harrison couldn't be here with us tonight, he did send a substitute in his place. Miss Musson?
He sent his mother. He is home taking a final. So let's see. Sports teams, the 25-26 winter track and field season has begun. Their first meet occurred on December 8th. It was the Ridge Winter Invitational at Ocean Breeze in Staten Island, and many athletes took home PRs, Harrison included, and some even placed in their events. Some highlights of the meet were Dylan Jean-Baptiste taking 5th in boys long jump. Jake Markey placed 2nd in pole vaulting, getting 12 feet in pole vault. And the next meet is this Saturday at the Bubble in Toms River. Boys basketball season has begun, and they've already competed in 3 games. Some highlights are their win against Great Oaks Charter School with a score of 89-29, and their win against Newark Vocational School with a score of 65-33. Their next game is against Belvedere tomorrow, December 18th at 5:30. Girls basketball has also begun practices and games. Their first competition was against Manville, starting off their season bright with a 55-26 win. Wrestling has also begun. The athletes competed in a tournament at Governor Livingston. Some highlight athletes include Quabena Morgan, who went 3-0 with his tournament win, Ethan De La Cruz, who finished 3-0 to win his tournament, and our girls wrestling team also pulled through at North Huntingdon, with many first-year wrestlers getting their wins in their very first wrestling tournaments. Competition cheer for the winter season has started practicing and are preparing for their upcoming season. This is their second official winter season, and with a very successful first season, winning first place in multiple competition and events, and we hope to see the same and even better this year. And in school news, Lafayette Introduced a form of pet therapy for students. Students enjoyed animal-assisted visits that help support social and emotional learning. Smalley, on November 26th, Smalley students put on Thanksgiving Day float parade. Each student showed their creativity and festivity by designing their own floats using basic materials, and it was joyous and fun for everyone. And then high school, Sports and Marketing Club has introduced a new school-wide tradition where the student body votes for MVP for the season sports. With the fall season, multiple athletes were chosen by coaches to be a candidate for either male fall sports MVP or female fall sports MVP. This week is Spirit Week in celebration of the winter season and abundance of holiday spirit. Next week on Monday, the Student Council is planned and is hosting a school-wide winter pep rally to end the Spirit Week and honor our winter athletes. There will be fun games, and the male-female fall sports MVPs will be announced then. Boundbrook High School continued its community and career support with FAFSA and financial aid scholarship-related events in early December to help seniors and their families plan for college. Rho Kappa, our National Social Studies Honor Society, hosted a mock election in the library, participating in New Jersey student mock elections. They showcased their civic skills and passion for history through this event. The National English Honor Society has resumed their Reading Buddies program for the year, where they go to the local elementary schools to read to the students, engaging with the youth and high schoolers, encouraging them to read. The most recent one was at Smalley, where students engaged in winter-related books. Their next Reading Buddy program is this Friday at Lafayette. Boundbrook hosted the Boundbrook Bash, first LEGO League qualifier on November 23rd, 2025. Local and regional teams competed, and several visiting teams picked up awards. It was a strong showcase of our youth robotics team's STEM skills and leadership qualities. And last, stamp testing for the seal of biliteracy has begun, and many biliterate students either tested today or will test tomorrow to see if they are biliterate in the language of their choosing. Students who pass will get the biliterate stamp on their diploma, can include it in their resume for jobs in colleges, and will get a medal at graduation. And that is it.
Thank you, Ms. Musson, and thank you to Mr. Musson for a very thorough report. And just noting that it seems like he's now getting down into happenings that are throughout the district and into other schools, which I think is a welcome change and a nice improvement. So some recognition there. All right. At this point, we are up to committee reports. First up is education. Mr. Dawson, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Education Committee met recently. The topic of our discussion were on a number of courses that have been updated or newly proposed for the upcoming school year. The courses were received well by the committee. There are required updates that we need to do for our curricular cycles in many cases. And in some cases, there are new programming or expansions of programming. We talked about an AP seminar course, which is a good first step for students who are interested in AP level coursework. We talked about an AP cybersecurity course and expanding some of the partnerships that the district has cultivated in recent years. All in all, it's a very exciting, some very exciting updates. It'd be a really fun time to be a high school student. We all probably wish we could go back, but we're very well received, and we did start workshopping the idea of ways we can promote these courses to our student body and make sure everyone's aware of the opportunities that they have within the district.
Well said, Mr. Dawson. Any questions on Education Committee? All right. Hearing none, we are up to governance. Mr. Bell.
Okay, a few small items of governance this month. First, we got a very quick update on the grievance that had been filed by BBEA. Just know that Dr. Freeman has responded, and we're kind of in a back and forth phase right now, so nothing official has happened yet, but we have responded. We had a new club proposal, Bible Study Club. we got a lot of clarification on that based, on the nature of what it could be. We learned quite a bit that adults will not be participating or advising. They'll really just be there to supervise. There won't be a stipend. We will be allowing it legally. We have to allow this club to meet, and it will not cost the district anything at all. So that club will be starting next year, I think. Right? This year. Okay. This one's kind of funny. We looked at policy 2624. I'm sure you're all really well versed in what that is. No? Okay. That is our district grading policy. Currently, it lists only Smalley Middle School with a grading policy. It was written in 2006, 2007. This is one of those policies that has been there forever that nobody has looked at in a long time. And when someone looked at it, we found that it needs to be updated. So administration is going to look at things like letter grades. They're going to look at things like course weighting for AP and honors courses, things like that. So it does need to be updated, and we are working on it. Next, we got a letter from Dr. Frank about a change in policy. Those of you who have children in the district got notice of this. They're changing the policy on over-the-counter medication. It looks now that in order for a nurse to give a student over-the-counter medication, they're either going to need to fill out some type of form or need a prescription from a doctor to get that. So no more Tylenol for your kids if they have a headache or any other thing going on. And lastly, we got the new calendar for next year's meetings. That was also sent out in our weekend correspondence. I'm sure you saw it. The only date we saw that might conflict with anything was February because it falls on Ash Wednesday. The committee decided that was okay to meet because the other options for the dates really were not great. They would be the one that would work second best was maybe a week or two away from the March meeting. So it just wasn't, it wasn't really good. So it looks like we'll be meeting on Ash Wednesday. So if you have any super strong objections to that, you can let us know. But otherwise, everything else to the committee, we couldn't find anything else that conflicted with anything major. So we went ahead with that calendar. And that was everything.
Thank you, Mr. Bao. Any questions for governance?
No, basically what happened was the doctor said that his insurance mandated that the student have a physical and have a prescription, so to speak, for that. We would no longer be able to do it based on his approval. Issue that we spoke about is becoming more prevalent.
Great question, and thank you, Dr. Freeman, for the answer. Any other questions? Okay, thank you, Mr. Bell. Item 4.3 is report from Human Resources Committee. With Sue's indulgence, I'll be delivering that tonight. We started off the meeting similarly to all other meetings with a review of the personnel status spreadsheet to understand what positions are open, where we are in the process of filling them as a district, what contingency plans we're making to ensure that we have coverage. We also received an update regarding the NJ, I'm just going to say SLEDS, which is a mandatory reporting process that is currently in transition from one methodology to the next. And so we received confirmation that if there are any reports that cannot be filed as a result of technical challenges within the allotted time, that those will not be penalized for us, I believe, in conjunction with CUSAC, right? So that was all good, and the team is continuing to work on the required reports as they're able. The most interesting thing that I think we talked about really was an update with regard to exit surveys for the staff. And not only just the feedback that we're receiving from personnel changes that are being made this year, but comparative information regarding how we are performing relative to prior years. And I just want to add how impressed the entire committee was with the work that the administrative team has been putting in. I think very early on in Dr. Freeman's tenure, one of the things that the board expressed as a concern was the amount of turnover that we were seeing from the staff in any given school year. So as a point of context, the number of full year separations in the 2023-2024 school year was 57, which sounds pretty high, right? That number dropped to 29 in the 24-25 school year, and we're currently at 11 for the 25-26 school year. Significantly improved. I think that's really a testament both to the quality of the individuals that we are bringing into the district, but as much as that, likely the support that they're receiving and the environment that we're creating. So congratulations, Dr. Freeman, to you and your team on doing an outstanding job. Thank you. There you go. Who's clapping? Let's give a round of applause. Let's go.
So since you clap, a lot has to do with the people sitting in those chairs there. They're really the ones that are making it happen. They're taking the vision, making it happen, whether it's an interview process, making connections through different points of contact for potential employees. So that the people in the chairs, they're kind of making that happen for me. They just make me look good.
Of course.
Can I just say that I think one thing that we've noticed, I think as a board too, is the reasoning behind people leaving the district. So people will leave jobs for various reasons. They want to be closer to their homes, their schedules change, their family life changed. But I think what we've noticed is, when I first came on the board, for example, we had just people leaving and not feeling like they could really express themselves when they were exiting the district. And there was almost sort of, I'll just be really honest, like a kind of a fear base of like not really expressing why they were leaving, just sort of leaving and exiting with their mouths closed. And I applaud the administration for allowing people when they're exiting to really freely say why, like express themselves a little bit, because I think what I witnessed in the past was just sort of a fear-based exit without a lot of knowledge to the board of like what people's intents were. So I applaud again the administration for really changing that whole culture and changing that that ability for teachers to express themselves. So, yeah.
Well said. Any other comments or questions on the report from HR committee? All right. Hearing none, we are up to item 4.4, operations. Mr. Zupko.
Operations, we began our meeting with getting a copy of the audit, and I have to say, on behalf of the operations committee, we again are very thankful for our administrative team and for our BA for doing such a wonderful job. So again, wonderful, incredible work. Thank you very much. The majority of the time that was spent in operations was we had a state health plan presentation, an update from the Gallagher company, Mr. Colombo. Basically, it was to summarize, it was a large hodgepodge of different numbers and percentages and the reasons of why insurance, health insurance in particular, is going up. Various medications, everything from cancer drugs to weight loss drugs to various procedures, where it explained in depth that it's not just a New Jersey, a Somerset County, a Bound Brook issue, but it's across the country where health rates are going up exponentially. It gave us a very good opportunity to look at that presentation versus a prior presentation that we had received, to look at various options, and the administrative team will be diligently looking at those options to see what is the best fit for not just our our employees, but just for all of us in general. I know that our administrative team is working diligently to make sure that we do have a good fit, and so that things are financially responsible on our end, but also giving our employees the best possible coverage that we can offer to them. So it was interesting. I think that we're definitely going to have some further discussions in relation to that. And I know that when I had spoken to Dr. Freeman in relation to the other presentation, there's some things to be gleaned from that other presentation as well. So that was pretty much it. Health insurance is definitely this is our Achilles heel for all of us, but I am confident between the board and the administrative team here, we're going to have a concrete package for everyone in the upcoming months. That was pretty much it.
Thank you, Mr. Zupko. And I think just to tie those two items together, we heard from Ms. Dolan before about fiscal responsibility and uncertainty being the themes for 2025 and into 26. I think when the operations committee looks at the potential risks on the horizon, a double-digit percentage, a multiple double-digit percentage increase in healthcare expenses is one of the things that, keeps the group awake at night. And so it remains a focus and a priority. Any other comments or questions for operations? All right. No report from SCESC, and I don't believe Mr. Incalcaterra is here this evening, so we have no report from our Southbound Brook member. Any final comments before we wrap up the committee reports? Going once, going twice. Okay. So now we are up to item 5.1. We are open to the public for agenda items only. Any comments or questions? Yeah. Okay. Hearing none, let's move on to item 6.1. Be it resolved that the Bound Brook Board of Education approves the minutes for the following Board of Education meetings, regular and executive meeting minutes from November 19th, 2025. May I have a motion?
Motion.
I'm going to give it to Mr. Bowell, a second to Mr. Dawson. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none. Ms. Lee, a roll call, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Oh, I apologize. I abstain.
Is this telling me yes?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Just as a point of order, I believe.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I just realized I was also not at that meeting. Sorry about that. So I have to abstain as well. Sorry about that.
No worries. And Ms. Lee, that does not change the outcome of the vote, correct? Very good. So motion passes. We are up to item 7.1. Be it resolved that the superintendent recommends for approval the resolutions as outlined in district personnel resolutions. These are items 7.2 through 7.43. May I have a motion? Thank you, Ms. Musin. A second? Second. Thank you, Mr. Dawson. Any discussion? All right, hearing none. Can we have a roll call, please?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Item 8.1, be it resolved that the Bound Brook Board of Education approves the resolutions as outlined in district education resolutions. This is items 8.2 through 8.13. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Mrs. Guzino. A second.
Second.
Thank you, Mrs. High. Any discussion? All right, hearing none, can we have a roll call, please?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Item 9.1, be it resolved that the Bound Brook Board of Education approves the resolutions as outlined in board action resolutions. This is items 9.2 through 9.37. Nine point two seven.
The meeting dates?
Understood. So as a point of order, do we need to make a motion to withdraw that? Or can we just state that it is now withdrawn? Okay. Great. So the recommendation is that we table item 9.27. I will entertain a motion to do that. Thank you, Mrs. Haya. Second.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Bao. Do we want to do a roll call or just an all in favor? Great. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. So we are currently now voting on items 9.2 through 9.26 and then 9.28 through 9.37. And we have already moved and seconded that motion, so I think we can go straight to a roll call. Whenever you're ready, Ms. Lee.
Yes.
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 Thank you. We are now up to other matters to come before the board, which I have received none. So any new business from the members? Great. That moves us to item 12.1, open to the public for general participation. No comments from the room. Moves us to item 13.1. Be it resolved that the Bound Brook Board of Education enter executive session as allowed by NJSA 10:4-11 for the purposes outlined in numbers 1, 4, and 7. May I have a motion? Yeah, but it's incorrect.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Musson. A second. Thank you, Mr. Zupko. All in favor? Aye. We are adjourned to executive. Mike, we're good to go? You got it. All right, everybody, we're back in session. Item 14.1, be it resolved, the Bound Brook Board of Education approves the resolutions as outlined in approval of HIB cases under high school. Just item 14.2. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Mr. Ball. A second.
Second.
Thank you, Mrs. Guzino. Roll call, please.
Mr. Bell,
Yes.
Mr. Dawson, Ms. Guzino,
Yes.
Ms. High, Mr. Januzzi,
Yes.
Mr. Minhas, Ms. Musin, Mr. Walmer, Mr. Zupko. Motion passes.
Thank you. Item 15.1, be it resolved that the Bound Brook Board of Education approves the resolutions as outlined in approval of HIB cases under middle and elementary schools. Just item 15.2. May I have a motion? Thank you, Mrs. High. A second. Thank you, Mr. Minhas. Roll call, please.
Mr. Bell,
Yes.
Mr. Dawson, Ms. Guzino,
Yes.
Ms. High, Mr. Januzzi.
Yes.
Mr. Minhas, Ms. Musin, Mr. Walmer, Mr. Zupko. Motion passes.
Thank you. Item 16.1, be it resolved that the Bound Brook Board of Education adjourns. A motion.
Motion.
Thank you, Mr. Dawson. A second.
Second.
Mr. Bow. All in favor? Aye. We are adjourned. Happy holidays, everyone.